tip for this week is how to seam reverse stockinette. And I've started with my figure 8, which, if I hold it right, it looks like a figure 8. Now, when you're going to seam reverse stockinette, you can't go in between the selvage stitches like you can for the mattress stitch, because if you do that, you are going to disrupt the pattern. The pattern in reverse stockinette is the space between a stitch looks like a frown. A smile. The stitch itself looks like a frown. So on one side, I need to go into a frown, and on the other side, I need to go into a smile. Now, what makes stockinette, or reverse stockinette, a bit tricky is that on one side, I will be going into half of the selvage stitch, and the frowns are really hard to see. I'm pulling this apart. The smiles on this side are much easier to see. So I go in to my first frown, which is kind of hard to see, but I happen to know it's right there. Okay. And then I go into the smile on the other side, the frown, the smile, and then the frown, and so on until I'm done. Now, when I pull this tight, it's going to line it up so that my pattern continues. I've got a smile, a frown, and a smile, and so on. My seaming thread is always going to slightly show, but it's not a very attractive seam in some ways. Now, another way you can do the same thing, and I'm not going to bother to do my figure 8, is on one side I'm going to do my smiles, but on the other side, when I go to do my frowns, instead of going into the selvage stitch, which is right here, I'm going to go here. But I've got to get my cast on edge first. There's my smile. There's my frown. Now, can you see any disadvantages with this? These swatches were knit on very large needles, much too large for them. But you can see that the resulting seam is going to be much thicker than the other seam. And if I pull tight, you can see that the right side looks better. The wrong side, I've got a pretty thick seam here, but I don't know that you'd notice that. So those are the choices you have when doing reverse stockinette.